AITA for telling my baby's cancer is not about her. I have not told my husband's family, and that is because we really do not speak. My husband knows, but even with him we are unable to talk on a regular basis due to me being at the hospital and the time difference where my husband is and my emotional state. He understands this. He's supposed to be home in a few weeks, but a date is uncertain. Mill called me today and asked why I haven't called her to tell her about my daughter's diagnosis and why I haven't been updating her daily since I've been here, to which I said I have been emotionally and physically drained. That I could try my best to give her weekly phone call updates, but that daily updates via call and or text is not possible for me. We also don't have social media, but I probably wouldn't post updates there either. She then stated again that she wanted daily updates, no mention about if I needed anything or how I was doing. I proceeded to say the best I can do is trying to give you a call with a daily update. I then told her I needed to get back to my baby's room as I had already stepped out for longer than I would have liked. She started crying and said, "You have no idea how I feel. I'm hurting the most than anyone else possibly could." Excuse me? I replied with, "My baby's cancer is not about you. I need to go." She hung up. That was that. AITA for telling her my baby's cancer is not about her. I feel like this is going to be North Carolina territory at this point. Update: thank you for all of the kind responses. I decided to delegate my mother as the person who would update all family including my husband's. When things get a little more situated, I will probably have my close friend make a caring bridge account for me, and my mother can share that with everyone. For those who asked, low means little one. Also, I think some people forget that my mother is my mother and we are close. No, I'm not giving her updates daily. Most of the time when she drops off something for me at the hospital, she asks me if I'm okay and offers a lot of hugs and rubs my back, and I cry while she holds me. She's yet to ask anything from me. Therein lies the difference. The relationship I have with my Mill has been strained for some time now. She often believes that I am the one responsible to initiate communication and to foster the relationship between her and myself and her and my daughter. The effort she has put in over the past year and a half has been minimal to say the least, but yet still feels entitled and expects me to visit her home often, call her, update her, text her, etc. For the past month I have been in and out of the ER and doctor's visits trying to get to the bottom of my baby's back pain, and she's known about these visits. My husband tells her not once has she reached out and asked how we were, how I was. So to those who expect me to treat her equally as my mother is just really asking too much. I haven't been treated with kindness, respect or empathy ever since I gave birth. She could have easily made an effort to any degree to love me, and she has made it very clear to me over the year that she doesn't care for me to any capacity. Not as her son's wife and not as her granddaughter's mother, let alone as her own daughter. Whether she likes it or not, my baby is related to me and I am her mother, and that will never change. She doesn't have to like me, but there does need to be respect, and there hasn't been. So that's currently where we were before my daughter's diagnosis. I am not closed off to reconciliation and healing, but that will also require ownership of the things that have happened and have been said, and respect for me as a person and as a parent moving forward. All things my therapist has suggested and encourages. Edit to add: my brother, who is also in the military, sent me 2 meals this weekend via DoorDash. I didn't ask him to, and he didn't even ask me if I needed meals. He just did it. I didn't update him either. Bill has yet to ask if I need anything, if my low is okay, how we are doing, etc. NTA. I had the same issue. My son has been battling stage 4 neuroblastoma for almost 3 years now. I was getting so many calls, texts, etc. asking about updates. Setting boundaries early on is key. You need to do what's best for your sanity. Best of luck with everything. Please DM if you ever want to talk. I just saw your comment. Oh my goodness. 92 old is your son? I'm so sorry for what you've been going through. My best wishes and prayers to you and your son. NTA. Refer her to Ring Therapy. It's a great system for demonstrating how support should be handled in situations like this. If your mom is up for it, I'd ask her to be the point of contact for updating family members other than your husband. This will massively reduce the amount of stress you are currently experiencing, as well as what will be added once more people know. Have her be a protective shield so all your energy is focused on yourself and your child. If your mother can't, see if there is someone else that can do it. Someone who will put your needs first, and shield you from the bombardment of questions. They can also let others know how they can actually help. NTA, and I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'm hurting the most than anyone else possibly could. Seriously, WTF? Hurting more than your low or yourself? Toxic narcissism doesn't even begin to describe your meal. Best wishes for your little one's recovery. That's exactly what I wanted to say. How could anyone be feeling how my baby is feeling or how I'm feeling? I understand that it's hard and it's depressing. My mom is super sad and feeling terrible, but she still shows up for me every day. Calls to check in. Doesn't get butthurt if I don't answer. She's been super supportive, and maybe that's because I'm her daughter and she knows what it would feel like if I had cancer and she was in my shoes. I don't know. AITA for calling my husband a dick. Updates: I had a convo with him. He said I'm not pulling my weight because I didn't job hunt this week. I was cleaning the house instead, and once I get a job we will divide tasks more equally. But until I go to work, I get to lay about the house and take naps, so he doesn't see why he should do more because that's unfair as he has to go to work all day. Also still waiting for an apology. I communicated I wanted one for hurting my feelings. Original post: I, F33, and husband, M37, had a baby 5 months ago. He really wanted kids. I was on the fence. However, I am the one who does 99% of the baby stuff. Asking him to do something is like pulling teeth sometimes. He keeps making jokes like he doesn't need to do stuff, he has a wife for that, or he can't do something, he's holding the baby. But when I have her I'm expected to do everything! Exclamation mark. So earlier I was talking about sleep training. How if dad does the check-ins then baby doesn't expect food, so he make a joke about how he'll just give me one of his t-shirts so he doesn't have to do anything. I lost it and said, why do you have to be such a dick? I feel like he makes these jokes at my expense constantly. They're kind of demeaning and hurt my feelings. But whenever I say something back I'm so mean. Anyway, he took his things and is now sleeping on the couch. I went and said sorry for losing my cool and trying to explain how constantly making chauvinist jokes since he got home had resulted in eventually the last straw. But he is ignoring me. To hear edits: I did want a child. I was on the fence because of everything I'd have to give up, not because I didn't want kids. I did want a kid eventually. It just happened a bit sooner by a year or so than planned. Husband does help out with some housework, i.e. unpacking dishwasher every morning, or cleaning on weekends. And he helps with bath time with baby at night. NTA, you are totally in the right here. He is being chauvinist. Why was he so desperate for a child if he doesn't want to actually do anything? He needs to change his behavior now or he will just never actually parent. He's a grown-ass man who wants a trophy kid and a wife in her place. Just ignore him back, he'll get over it. I would suggest sitting him down and having a very serious chat about this. Remind him that being a father is not a ceremonial role and he actually has to do practical things. You also can't be expected to be up every single night, several times a night, all by yourself. Otherwise you'll be so exhausted he's going to have more than he bargained for. NTA, why are you apologizing? He owes you an apology. I would have left him on the couch so he can think about all the hard work you put in. There is nothing funny about someone who uses jokes to belittle you and has misogynistic views. I would suggest couples therapy. It works wonders. Seriously, I am so tired of women apologizing to men for upsetting their bad behavior. NTA, he didn't want kids. He wanted the good parts of kids without any of the effort, possibly the title of fatherhood. NTA, let him sleep on the couch as long as he wants. Don't dish it out if you can't take it, dude. AITA for stopping going out to eat with a friend because she is always broke. I have a friend group trio, John, Ally and I. We hang out almost every day smoking, hanging out or eating. Ally confronted John and I saying we hurt her feelings, so I am posting this to ask if we really were the assholes. Ally is always broke but will take advantage if you offer. Examples are: 1. Go to a drive-thru. She is broke so you offer to get her something. She will say no, but when you order, she changes her mind and will order so much food. 2. She also will order the most expensive thing on the menu on someone else's dime. Think that's rude since the only reason one of us is covering her is because we are tired of her dollar menu budget. Like I'll order a $10 fried rice and she will get a $22 Mongolian steak meal on my dime. 3. Ally didn't drive for a long time and lived 25 minutes away while John and I live in the same neighborhood. She lives near nothing so we would go pick her up. Never asked for gas money ever. Ally has a car now, and John was in a wreck so he lost his car. My car was in the shop for one day and Ally picked us up. We go a park a mile from my house. After she asks John and I to both give her $5 for gas. This starts a brief issue cause we never asked before and explained our point. She wrecked her car now so we are back to picking her up. 4. Ally smokes weed but doesn't contribute to paying. She says she feels bad and isn't gonna smoke but then asks to hit the blunt. We have expressed that we feel like we are being taken advantage of because we pay for her anytime we do something. Months later no change was made. We all have jobs but the difference is Ally has no bills while we do. So John and I just stopped offering. We go out to eat without her and have always just switched off paying on food and activities. We don't care about the not contributing to weed, but with food we just don't offer, or always hit a drive-through if she is around. We also still don't ask for gas money. This came to head when Ally asked to go get Chinese and said she had her own money. When the check came John asked to split the check 2 ways. It was John's turn to pay for my food. Ally got pissed and accused me of cheating on my BF since John paid for my food. So we explained that switch off who pays for meals and activities lately. She gets even madder and says we purposely excluded her from going out. John explained that we were just always tired of footing her bill when we orders the most expensive thing on the menu and never offers to pay herself. We also brought up how we discussed it and nothing changed so we just changed it ourselves. She just got even angrier and said since she is such a leech and burden she is leaving. We never said those words. Then she texted my BF and said I was cheating cause John and I'd been going on dates. BF of course knows what I'm up to so no problem there. But now I am generally curious if we were acting like assholes. I'll accept the judgment and apologize if we are. NTA. Ally is a mooch. Ordering the most expensive items on menus when you're broke and someone else is paying is tacky and she is taking advantage of you. NTA, dump that leech. It seems like she expects you and John to pay, without contributing anything at all. And to text your boyfriend with a cheating allegation. Totally toxic. Lose her name and number. NTA. What is going on with Ally? Not only is she mooching, but she just accused you of cheating on your boyfriend over something completely innocuous and she contacted him about it. And clearly she knows that her behavior is at least partly wrong because she referred to herself, albeit ironically, as a leech. Can't believe that even after she had time to cool down, she still insists that you hurt her feelings. I vote you continue going out to dinners with John and leave Ally out of the invite. In fact, you should exclude her from your hangouts altogether. She doesn't sound like a fun person to be around and she definitely doesn't sound like a good friend. The cheating comment really pissed me off honestly. John and my BF have been friends since kindergarten and John actually introduced me to my BF 5 years ago. So that accusation really would have held some weight and would have destroyed a lifelong relationship if my BF had taken her seriously. She could have ruined my relationship, John's and BF's relationship and John and his girlfriend's relationship all cause we went out to eat without her. You are probably right about needing to continue to exclude her.